All right, our next category, guys, is a tough one. It is the biggest bust of the fantasy football season, and the nominees are Lamar Jackson.
A lot of people thought Jay Crouch was going to make this.
Oh, wow.
Brutal.
Savage.
Yeah, I mean, the Keaton Mitchell over Derrick Henry take will follow you for a while.
People do talk about me in the same breath as Lamar Jackson and Saquon Barkley pretty frequently, to be fair.
Lamar Jackson drafted as the second quarterback. He finished as QB 15. Saquon Barkley drafted as the second running back. He finished as RB 14. Ashton Jeanty taken as RB 6. He finished as RB 15. I think these ones are way more brutal. Justin Jefferson, to no fault of his own, was drafted as wide receiver 2. He finished as wide receiver 28. Brian Thomas Jr. was a very, very common pick for breakout player. Instead, it went the other way. He was drafted as the 7th wide receiver. He didn't finish it within the top 40 wide receivers. Some other honorable mentions. Tough year for Ladd McConkey, Marvin Harrison Jr., Xavier Worthy, and Baker Mayfield.
Xavier Worthy was like my 4th or 5th round pick in the League of Assholes. It's one of the reasons why I had to compete for a 7th round
it's a bad
title.
Pick.
Yeah, it was a bad pick. There's no question about that. I mean, Jeanty, given the hype, I feel like the last 3 that we mentioned, like Jackson and Barkley weren't as good as their ADP, but like they were still usable in fantasy.
Same with Jeanty.
Jeanty was. He finished his RB 15.
Saquon was good in the fantasy playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. The last 2 is like
Jefferson. I think Brian Thomas. I would go Brian Thomas.
I don't think it's close.
I would, because Brian Thomas messed around and dropped to the wide receiver 3 on his team.
You were probably looking at the board and you're like, JSN, Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
One won your league, the other lost your league.
That's 100% fair. Why don't we see who the fans voted here? The fan vote for Bust of the Year. Let me bring that up. And they all think it's
close one.
Close one.
Yeah. Jefferson
at 41%, Brian Thomas Jr. at 36%, Lamar at 12%, Barkley at 5%, Jeanty at 6%. Jeanty was a first-round pick, but he was felt like he was so brutal and like that that 3-touchdown game that sort of I think elevates him on the point-per-game basis. Just week in, week out, he just wasn't great. So Jefferson is the pick of the fans. I think that's where I might go as well. You say Brian Thomas. Let's see who the actual Peacocky goes to here, if we can. So we'll get up the full screen. Here's the Peacocky coming up with a different move. He's just sort of trying to fly.
Wow.
He can't. Wow. He can't fly.
It's kind of.
Thank you, Peacocky. Good to see you. Don't hide your head in shame. There you go. All right. Go ahead. I don't know what's going on top of his head there, by the way. I want to look at that next time. All right, the Peacocky.
Fresh haircut.
Yeah, I guess so. Something like that.
Like Junior Soprano, like you did in Pittsburgh.
That's a little bit. All right, the Peacocky for Bust of the Year goes to Justin Jefferson, friend of the show. No fault of his own.
Not anymore, apparently.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, there goes that. Thanks.
I would argue this. It's not
Radio Row.
I don't think it is Justin Jefferson's fault. I think it's the fault of the quarterback and the offense. We still think Justin Jefferson, talent-wise, is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. I think here's why the committee, led by Condoleezza Rice, voted Justin Jefferson Bust of the Year. Right? Only 2 touchdowns, right? That was a career low. He's one of only 2 players to see 140 or more targets and score fewer than 8 touchdowns, and he had 2, right? In J.J. McCarthy's 10 starts, he averaged 11 fantasy points. He had under 55 receiving yards, and here's why I think he's Bust of the Year, guys. Because I agree with you. Brian Thomas Jr. also brutal. But here's the thing. With Brian Thomas Jr., you quickly figured out, like, you know what? Not his year. Yeah. Like, they're going Parker Washington, then going Jacoby Myers, even Travis Hunter. But Justin Jefferson, you felt like you had to start every single week because he's Justin Jefferson. I know he's been brutal. Yeah. I know he's been brutal for 3 weeks, but they're playing their Lions, and the Lions are banged up offense, and he's Justin Jefferson. Like, every week you felt like you had to start him, whereas you felt comfortable benching Brian Thomas and even Ashton Jeanty, depending on who you had on your team. So, to me, that's why Justin Jefferson is the Bust of the Year.
Okay.
Because he cost you a first-round pick, and he was always in your lineup, and he just always didn't produce the kind of numbers you needed.
Yep. A lot of justification of the committee's suspect decisions going over here.
Yeah, there's a trend here.
Yeah. I think you're a puppet. This committee.
The regime. You disagree with that take?
I vote Brian Thomas Jr. Pretty far and away.
Yep.
You drafted a guy to be your wide receiver 1, and you couldn't play him. You couldn't play him.
I will say this. I've said something about the previous awards, about the quarterbacks and how it's easier for them to get that. Even, Lamar is in this category, and I would say if the quarterback were to get an award, it should probably be this. Because if you're a quarterback, especially one drafted second overall, you finish top 15 in a one quarterback league, like that's killing your team right there. So I would say if a quarterback were to get an award and these peacockies, it should probably be this one.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.